The Seahawks commit a ton of penalties. They suffer some legit injuries, and this leads to a Seahawks loss to the Rams 17-16. All right, welcome back to the Seattle Sports Show where we love Seattle professional sports. I'm your host, Mikey, and this is the Seattle postgame show, Seahawks postgame show. And unfortunately, we are coming to you again, once again, after another loss to the Rams. Again, Pete Carroll is now 10-5 in his career against Sean McVay. Sean McVay just has Pete Carroll's number. The refs also had Pete Carroll's number in this game, but we'll talk more about that as we go along here. You know, I guess I don't sound it right now at this moment because this, I'm recording this like many hours after the game is over, but I am just furious about this game and the outcome of this game. It is just. It is ridiculous. So many things about it. Okay, but let's just kind of work our way through it here. Okay, so here's something that I totally missed this week. I did not even know Jamal Adams was going to be out of this game with a knee injury. I somehow just missed that in the reports, but Jamal Adams was out. He was not in this game, and that made a big difference in this game. You could feel it throughout the game that we were missing Adams once again. You know, I was going into this game. I just recorded an episode the morning of this game before the game was out, and I was excited that, hey, this game is going to look a lot different because we have a lot more players healthy this time around versus than what we had in week one. And then, sure enough, I start watching the game, and what do you know? Jamal Adams is out. So that was already, a concerning start because I said the way this Rams team is constructed, it is built to beat the Seahawks. So when your star players go down, that is concerning when you're going against a team that the way they are built, the way their plays are called and structured, is specifically to be able to beat you. That is that makes it even harder when your stars are out. So Jamal Adams was out. The other really frustrating thing about this game, I missed the first 2 minutes. Not by my own fault. I was at home. I turned the TV on. I turned to the channel, and guess what? It was just a blank screen for like the first 2 minutes of the game. When the broadcast finally came through, there was only like 13 minutes left in the first quarter. So 2 minutes had gone by in the game. So that means the broadcast was down for even more than 2 minutes because there's stop clockage and all that. That was another thing that was really annoying about being a fan trying to watch this game today. And then, yes, all the penalties. Were some of them self-inflicted? Yes, a lot of them were and should have been called. But there was a lot that were ridiculous in this game. And then just frustrating to see injuries happen throughout this game because, again, our next game is already this coming Thursday on Thanksgiving against the division opponent who now have the sole lead for first place in the division. So frustrating to see that we're having more players get hurt, and then we have to turn around and play a Thursday game. So that was kind of the frustrating things that happened before and during this game. But let's talk about what actually happened in the game. Something that I did like, that was kind of the story of this game, was a little bit more creativity from Shane Waldron here, who still, I think, did a horrible job of play calling in general in this game, based on situational play calling. But I did like seeing all the creativity that there was today. It kind of masked how bad the play calls were given situations. Uh, so I think just from what I saw, fans kind of reacting to were liking the formations that he was running. I myself really love the formation with the two backs in the backfield lined up on either side. Both of them lined up on the same side together on the side of Geno. I like that formation. I like that it really throws the defenses off balance, and it really gives you, you know, a good amount of options of whether you're going to run or if it's going to be a play action, right? So I like seeing all the motion out of the backfield today. Let's kind of talk our way through this now. I'm not going to. I think I'm going to try to keep these episodes shorter, and I've been doing like breakdown of each drive of the game, and I think I'm going to try to go away from that and see. There's just a few dozen of you listening, so I'm going to try and see if this is a change that makes sense, and see if you guys like it or not. So I'm going to try to not go so detailed, but we'll still do some we'll still hit some points. For instance, we are going to hit the first drive of the first half. What a way to come out and start the game, right? Geno was standing tall and strong in the pocket in this drive. He delivered a first down pass to Lockett. Again, we were already getting motion out of the backfield here. We ran a screen for Bobo with motion out of the backfield. We had Charbonnet in here early, running up the middle for a first down. Again, already in this first drive, we saw Charbonnet and Canine lined up together in the backfield on the same side together, lined up next to Geno. I like that. I like that look a lot. We saw Geno again. He was on point today, delivering strikes to JSN. One of them was ruled out of bounds, but it was still, the ball was placed beautifully. Just Jason couldn't quite keep his toes in. But Geno was able to stand tall against pass rush again, and then this time he hit JSN. This time in the middle of the field, so no question that it was completion, and got the first down. And then, they just continue to march down the field. Geno threw another strike to DK, and then we had again the play action that comes out of being in rhythm like they were on this first drive is just leads to great things. We had a play action pass to Charbonnet, boom, first down to Lockett. Then you get a slant to DK. He's one-on-one on the outside. He's going to win that. Gets the touchdown. What a way to start the game, right? That it was starting out looking like, hey, this is going to be real good. A real good game for us. And then on our on our defensive drive after this, this is we already saw the penalties start. Julian Love, he did not have overall. He had some big plays today, but overall, not a great game. He had a real bad, dumb pass interference call on him here, where he just did not turn around. He did not look for the ball, and boom, you just give up 47 yards on a pass interference. You know, just so many flags in this game. Cooper Cup was then himself called for a offensive pass interference against Love. I think it was like the very next play. Again, we had offsides on this drive that gave them a free play. Cup was wide open, and we actually got lucky that the ball was just thrown slightly off, and Cup didn't come up with it. Again, ref throws a flag for PI on Woolen. Rams get the ball in the 5, and we actually held them out of the end zone 4 straight downs, and we got the ball back. So again, starting out the game, offense and defense, it was looking like, hey, we're running on all cylinders today. This is going to be good to go, right? But just after that, it just it just not everything was quite clicking. Offensively, I mean, they were doing enough. Everything was looking better this week. They were getting first downs. They were, actually, let me look at the number. Let me see. It felt like they were getting more third downs today. Turns out, really not the case. It was mostly that first drive, right? Not so. Again, today just not great converting on third down. 5 for 15. Again, that kind of number is not going to get it done. So, they do a good job of getting them, like, running plays that don't get them into third down. But when you are in a third down situation, you got to get it. You just got to get it. And Shane Waldron needs to call some plays, dude. I'm getting sick and tired of this guy calling deep shots on third and short. We had a third down play today, 3rd and 2, and he's throwing it deep with Drew Lock in there. I guess we're not even to that part of the game. That's how frustrated I am with. Now I'm starting to feel it again. I'm starting to feel the frustration again with this game. Bernardi, that doesn't happen till way later in the game, and I'm already talking about it. But yeah, come on, Shane, dude, call the game. Like, see the situation on the field. 3rd and 2. I saw a stat after the game in Shane Waldron called offense since he's been offensive coordinator. He only runs 32% of the time on third down with 3 yards or less to go. 32% of the time. Seattle, the last 10 years, that is our identity, is running the ball. Run the ball, Shane. We don't need to throw the ball 15, 20, 25 yards down the field on 3rd and short. Why are you making it harder on your quarterbacks? Especially, why are you doing that with your backup quarterback in there? You're supposed to be making the job easier for him, not harder. It's ridiculous. If the Seahawks don't win the Super Bowl this year, I want Shane gone. I mean, that's how sick and tired I am of this guy. Okay? Like, the only way that's going to turn around for me now at this point is if the Seahawks go on to win the Super Bowl. Then I'll say, okay, you know what? I guess they did well enough that Waldron must be doing something good enough to that they can win a Super Bowl. But if it's anything less than that, I'm ready to move on from the guy, because as a fan of football my whole life, played football, studied it, helped with coaching. I just do not understand what he's doing here, and I just don't. I don't want to see the guy or watch an offense that this guy is calling. Um, it's just it doesn't make any sense. But where were we? I mean, yeah, I got to get back to back to the game, to the point we were. Through it. Let's just kind of talk, I guess, the first half offensively in totality, right? Where 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 uh, we're actually running the ball well with Charbonnet up the middle. Um, that's helping again. Once again, that's helping play action pass. Um, we are unfortunately not again on a couple of drives in a row. They're not able to punch it in for touchdowns, and again, we're settling for field goals. That's been a real problem for us this year. We are not converting on third downs, and we are not converting touchdowns in the red zone. We're getting field goals, great, but we need more. We need more touchdowns, obviously. I mean, you're just not going to win games in the NFL in 2023 by just kicking field goals. Okay. So, I mean, they did a good job of getting the ball moved and sustaining long drives to take a lot of time off the clock throughout the first half, offensively, and then I guess defensively, first half. Again, we were seeing the way that just penalties were killing them. Pass interference, offsides, um, and then they were the Rams were able to score a touchdown before the half. And we were looking like, it wasn't looking that bad though. It was looking like, hey, we're headed in to the half with a lead, so we should be okay as long as we come out. We play the second half like we did that first half. We're gonna be good. But in the very first drive of the second half, Disley drops a ball while he's wide open right to him, and then we get a pass that was deflected on third down, and we ended up punting, and it was real quick. So it was like, okay, that's not a good start to the second half. We did not want to see that. Then we saw the very next drive, we're seeing them continue to struggle. Just offensively, I mean, Charbonnet, he was a bright spot today. He goes for it on fourth down, and he picks up the first down on a little pass play. Looked like Gino had a chance to connect with DK deep for a touchdown. Didn't quite hit it. And then penalties again. They kill the next set of downs. They can't move the ball, and we settle for yet another field goal from Myers. A couple of drives later, Gino, he was hit high, and he has to leave the game. And Locke came in, and of course we punted. But again, here's a situation where we had a no call. So the refs just I don't understand. Right, we're getting all these pass interference calls where at one point, we're not talking about the defense on the second half yet, but Witherspoon got called for what was it, unsports, it was unnecessary roughness or whatever. He did German suplex that guy, but that's football. What is he supposed to do? You want him to do a drop tackle there? That's the only other way that a defender is going to get a guy down. If a defender and an offensive player meet and they're both stood up, something has to happen. The defender is not just going to stand there and with his feet planted in the ground and not move because the offensive players are obviously going to try to move forward, right? and um, and gain more yards. So the defender has to do something. You have to allow them to do something. Either they're going to drop their hips and drop their weight so that the other player also falls down, or you're going to try to throw them to the ground. And that's exactly what that's what Witherspoon did on that play. That he got a penalty on. But I mean, again, his choices were to either throw the guy to the ground or do what has been very controversial the last couple of weeks, doing a drop tackle where he's going to fall and put his weight to the ground, and he may accidentally fall on the player's leg and hurt him. Okay, so what would you rather him do? I mean, to me, I bet you if you asked the offensive player, would he have rather got a suplex like that, or would he have rather had Witherspoon do a drop hip tackle? I guarantee you he would say, I would rather be thrown through the air so I can land on my body rather than have the other player's weight land on my ankle. You know? But anyways, back to this play. Again, frustration coming through and getting me distracted. Gino got hit here, right? He got hit high. Aaron Donald hit him high. And then I didn't even see who the second defender was, but that second defender that came in also hit him high. Also, when Aaron Donald came in and hit him high, he followed through his arm, and his arm did hit Gino in the head. No flag. So I don't know what the refs were doing in this game. I went to go look up who the referee was for this game. And then I found this website, the sharpfootballanalysis.com. And they did they do articles, I guess, every week about the NFL referee assignments and their impacts on NFL betting, because that's kind of what this site is about. And you go when you go to this page. Okay, let me tell you who the head referee of our game was today. Carl Sheffers, or Cheffers. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's Carl Sheffers. Well, guess who is the main, the icon picture of this website's guess whose picture they use for this article when talking about referees that can have high impact on games. It's Carl Sheffers. Yes. Guess what? Even betting sites say, hey, this group is really bad at reffing games, so you got to be careful. So there you go. Just to throw that out there. Where were we? Yeah, so no penalty on this. I don't know how, with all the other plays that seemingly there was no contact that got called contact on pass interference. I don't know how there wasn't anything called on this, and a player was injured. So I just don't understand how that happened. But anyways, Drew Lock came in, didn't look great, so we can finally put to bed the idea that Gino needs to be benched and Drew Lock needs to come in. Again, I didn't see any of the people who were saying that the last couple of weeks that Drew Lock needed to come in. I didn't see any of them say anything in this game. If they felt like they were right, they would have been all over it, all over social media, being like saying, see, Drew should have been in. Well, didn't see any of that today because he came in and, yeah, he looked like a backup. Didn't look horrible, but he came in and he looked like a backup. He should have hit a deep pass to JSN, but the timing wasn't there, and it was off target. Can't expect somebody to catch a ball that's off target like that. Um, and then later on, again, a situation where we're talking about third down. You only need to get a certain number of yards. You don't need to get all the yards that are left on the field, Shane Waldron. You don't need to get all the yards that are left on the field. You just need to get to the first down. But no, he's got his backup quarterback throwing the ball 30 yards down the field, and what do you know? It's intercepted. What do you expect? You got your backup quarterback in there. You had a lead, by the way. I don't know why you're not running the ball more with Charbonnet, who has been doing good all game long. Just the guy, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Uh, you know, defensively, again, just a lot of penalties, offsides. We're talking pass interferences again. We're talking about the flag that was on Witherspoon that we talked about for roughing. I mean, we did see a great play from Reek Woolen here in the second half with that interception on an attempted flea flicker. He stayed on his assignment. He did his job. He did not lose track of his man. He didn't bite. Boom, got that interception. All right, so that was good to see. A lot of bright spots in this game still. You know, we saw Julian Love break up a touchdown pass in the end zone, making up for poor play that he had at other times throughout this game. And then again, we saw a Spoon flagged for pass interference in the end zone that gave the Rams a new set of downs. Again, this was a third down situation that would have put them in another fourth and goal situation where they were either going to have to go for a field goal or go for it on fourth, and maybe we could have stopped him again. But nope, they get a whole new set of downs. And if you go see that replay, and they even played the replay during the game, even the broadcast team was like, "What was that?" Because Puka Nakua tripped over his own feet. One, he runs into, I believe it was Quandre Diggs, who is just standing there. He has the right to his space on the field. So Nakua runs into him. Should be no pass interference there. He keeps running because he's trying to run his route. He falls down like 5 yards later. Witherspoon is just running, behind him, just a little bit next to him. Doesn't even touch him. Again, flag comes in from the broadcast. It looked like the flag came in from a sideline ref, who I'm like, why the hell are you throwing the flag? There's other refs that are closer that they would see, right? So why is this ref throwing the flag? Does he even see where it's coming from? And you're not coming from the side of the field that the flag came on. The where the ref was, Nakua would have been between that ref and Witherspoon. So how could that ref have seen that there was definitely pass interference on the play? He just saw Nakua fall and said, "Oh, well, that must be pass interference." Didn't touch him at all. Nakua just falls to the ground. Pass interference. They get a new set of downs on the one. Of course, and you're going to give them 3 more tries. Of course, they're going to get in for a touchdown. Ridiculous. And then we do have to put some of this on the Seahawks and on the defense. They did have chances to win the game for us as well. We still had a lead late in the game, and when we needed them the most, the pass pressure was not getting there. It was not getting to Stafford. We have a lot of players on this line that we have made investments in now. Leonard Williams, Draymond Jones, Jaron Reed being back. we got some guys on this team that should be coming up in this big moments. Mafe, he's just having a breakout year. We needed to see him come up in these moments, but on this final drive, our pass rush was not there, not getting to Stafford, and that was killer. They moved the ball down the field, and they're able to get into field goal range. Our final drive, Geno Smith comes back in, and maybe there's going to be some last minute heroics. It's a great first down shot to Tyler Lockett. It's a big strike to DK to get into field goal range right away. And then at this point, there was like 30 something seconds left, and we're thinking, okay, spike the ball, run another play to try and get closer, and then we'll hit try to run a play that is going to be on the sideline, gain a few more yards, and hit a field goal. But no, we see them after DK gets that big first down and gets into field goal range. They run up to the line. They run a running play to Charbonnet up the middle to gain just a few yards. Then they get up there and they spike it. 55-yard field goal attempt by Myers, and he misses. He hit from like 54 and 52, I think, were his other field goals today, and then he just misses the 55. Just goes wide. Horrible. Could have been a game-winning situation. I can't put it on Myers too much. You wish that we could have got a little bit closer. Just the end of the game there was not handled properly. And now we got to talk about that, because what is going on in the situation in that SoFi Stadium, right? They have how many billions of dollars put into that stadium, and now we're finding out that, of course, miraculously, the comm system was not working. So Geno had nobody in his helmet calling plays for him, like in the NFL, like we do. That is just supposed to be normal process. You have the offensive coordinator in your helmet calling the play for you, so that you can make the calls. Like somehow, all of a sudden, game-winning drive, it's not working, and I guess that's how Geno made the decision to call a run play there instead of spike it and then run another play. That was mismanaged by Geno, though. I would like to know what Waldron would have done in that situation. I can only hope that he would have been calling for Geno to spike it and then try to attempt another run play before trying a field goal. With the rest of the way he does his play calling, I'm not completely confident in that. But yeah, that was mismanaged by Geno, and we have to put it on Geno because he said himself, yes, the comm system was down. I didn't have any comms. I didn't have anybody calling the plays for me, so I made the decision to call a run play for Charbonnet, thinking that we would get a few more yards to set up and get a little bit closer for the field goal, which, to be honest, is not a horrible decision. When you're coming to the end of the game, it just was not the best decision, that's for sure. You would have liked to, again, run a pass play that would potentially get you more than just a couple yards and get out of bounds on the sideline, and you never know. Maybe that few more yards would have been the difference for Myers to get it in, but we'll never know, because we end up losing this one once again, 17-16. And it just, again, it feels horrible. Because it felt like most of the game we played well enough to get a win. up until the very end. It felt like most of the game it was a game that the Seahawks should have won, could have won, should have won. If it wasn't for just horrible um, uh, reffing, and then yes, the last drive defensively, you would have liked to see them play, you know, play better than what they did and get a stop. Uh, I guess I sure would have loved to see more runs in the second half as well with a lead. I don't know, Shane. I don't know. Anyways, let's look at some numbers. Okay. Gino today was 22 for 34, 233 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, sacks twice for 13 yards total, 94.4 rating for the quarterback. Good day for Gino. Sucks that he was out for those couple of drives. Maybe that's another thing. Maybe we win that game if he doesn't go out for those couple of drives. Who knows? Drew Lock again. He came in. He was just 2 for 6 for 3 yards total and an interception. Again, I don't think the coordinator put him in the best position, but he also didn't perform. Charbonnet was again, he was good today. 15 carries for 47 yards. That is just a 3.1 yard average. But what we're looking at is most of the situations that they put him in was going for it on short yardage situations, and him picking up those yards and getting it done, getting the next set of downs. It is the hardest thing to do, to run when the other team knows that you're going to run and that they're playing against it. But if you have a player like Charbonnet who can go out there and still go get that, 2-3 yards that you need to get, that is so important to have on your team. Walker, 4 carries for 18 yards today. Unfortunately, again, he was hurt, so we didn't see much of him. We'll talk about that more in just a second. Metcalf today, 5 receptions, 94 yards, a touchdown. Long was 53. Sorry. So just another great day for Metcalf. Lockett, 5 receptions, 51 yards. JSN, 3 receptions for 40 yards. Charbonnet had 6 receptions for 22 yards. Defensively, Quandre Diggs, 13 tackles today. Bobby Wagner had 10 tackles, 1 for loss. Devin Witherspoon, 8 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, a pass deflected. Great day for Witherspoon. Julian Love, 7 tackles today. Again, he did have a pass deflected as well, like I said, in the end zone there that prevented a touchdown. I said on that very same drive, the refs gave the Rams a touchdown anyways. But Julian Love, a very up and down day for him today. Woolen, 3 tackles, 2 pass deflections. The interception as well. So, good day for Woolen to see him out there and healthy, and looking like what we saw him do last year. Myers today, 3 for 4. His long was 54, and again, just sadly, just missing that 55-yarder that would have won that game for us. Now, like I said, this game felt like a game that the Seahawks could have and should have won if the refs weren't there to help. Because let me tell you, Matthew Stafford, 17 for 31, 190 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Was sacked once, a rating of 70.6. Almost only 50% completions today, only 190 yards. If you're telling me you're holding Matthew Stafford to something like that, I'm telling you your defense must have had a really good day and your team probably won. The only way you're going to convince me that a team doesn't win like that is if the referees are very involved. But let's see what else went on for the Rams today. They had Royce Freeman had 17 carries for 73 yards. So they were starting to be a little bit effective on the run. Again, holding them under 80 yards, so still really good day. We held them as a team for only a total of 82 rushing yards. So I mean, look at that combined. The 190 yards passing and 82 yards total rushing. Yeah, you're thinking, wow, your defense did really good this day. And they did overall. It was just that final drive and penalties that killed them. And a lot of the penalties that should just not have been penalties. I'm not going to let that go because it was horrible. Nakua today had 5 receptions for 70 yards and a touchdown. Good day for him. I do like watching him. So, what can I say? I didn't like seeing him do it against the team I root for, but the guy is impressive. As somebody who we saw play here at Washington, then played at BYU, and then a guy that had injuries throughout his college career, so he fell in the draft. But now we're seeing that when not injured, the guy is good. Let's see. And then other than that, I mean, they had Daryl Henderson had 4 receptions for 28. Robinson 2 for 24. Just like I said, it wasn't nothing special from them today. And then if we're gonna look at team stats, we're looking at again 291 yards total for us to their 267. Both teams had a turnover. We had just 16 first downs to their 20. Again, a big deal. Third down that we're talking here. For third down. Again, we were just 5 for 15. That's not good. I guess we held them to just 2 for 9 as well. So yeah, it doesn't seem like we actually did bad defensively on third down today. We were just letting too many first downs happen in the first place, I guess. Just frustrating day. What else? I mean, our time of possession 32 minutes to their 28, basically. Yeah, just everything looks, if you're looking on a stat sheet, it looks like a game that the Seahawks won. Again, it's just penalties that just killed them. 12 penalties today for 130 yards. That's not going to get it done. They got to clean that up, because again, it wasn't just the bad calls. There were definitely calls that were made that should have been made against the Seahawks. They had a lot of offsides. And that's the thing Pete allows, right? He allows his guys to guess the snap count, and sometimes that leads to jumping early. But he likes that. He likes that his team is aggressive, and and that it can possibly lead to some big plays. It just led to a lot of penalties today, unfortunately. And really, I mean, that's it. I mean, you keep looking at the numbers, and there's nothing else that you can really go over and try to help explain this game more, other than penalties. It was penalties that really just killed this game. I mean, we had 12, and the Rams had 9, so it wasn't like it was just penalties against us. There's penalties all over this game that just were horrible. And again, to me, it was some of the non-calls that went against the Seahawks that were real horrible too. So yeah, the refs fingerprints were all over this game. So uh, I just don't even want to talk about any more numbers because there's nothing really to go over that is going to tell you anything more about this game. All right, so let's just kind of go over a couple of last things here that we got to know that are important for our game upcoming in just a few days now against the 49ers. K9, what Pete described as a legit oblique injury. That is not good. When Pete Carroll says the word legit, you're missing time. That means it's a serious injury. He has in his vocabulary other words that he would use for injuries when they're not serious, but when they're serious, he says legit. If he says the word legit about an injury, that means that player is hurt. And, I just hope it's like a short term hurt for K9 and not long term. We need K9 and Charbonnet in the backfield. It's a 1-2 punch. It's not. We're not looking at running backs that are the elite every down back. We're not looking at Nick Chubb. We're not looking at Derrick Henry throughout his career. That's not the running backs we have on our team. We have complementary backs that we need both of them on the field. And yeah, if K9's not going to be able to go, which it really sounds like he's not going to, based on the way Pete describes it. And again, you could throw all it, whatever else he says out in his sentence. You could throw that all out. Once he says the word legit, the player's hurt. So you hear the word legit, you think he's going to be out. We're going to need somebody to step up. Hopefully, we know that Kenny McIntosh has been, he was activated from injured reserve, and he's been a healthy scratch the last couple of games. So looks like we're going to need him in this next game, and hopefully we could see something out of that rookie, and he can step up right away and fill that K9 role. All right, and then Geno Smith, we saw that he had to come out of the game, comes back in at the end heroically, wearing that wrap around his elbow, and they're saying he's got like a nasty bruise on his tricep, and we'll see. We could be with both K9 and Geno Smith out this coming Thursday against the 49ers. That's going to not be pretty if that really is the case. So we'll keep you updated, though, on all that. Yeah, this one feels bad. We're 6-4 now. 49ers did win today, so yeah, we fall to we fall to second in the division now. I mean, that was another thing that felt really bad, that the refs seemed so involved, is that we are still fighting for first place in the division. We're not just fighting for a playoff spot. We are fighting for like I said, we're fighting to win the division, to get a playoff bye, and it just feels uh it feels horrible to feel like you're not going to get uh a division win, or that your chances have been drastically decreased to get the division uh win because the refs were so involved in this game. So yeah, uh, I mean, we're going to have to win these games against San Francisco coming up if we still want to win this division. So it's going to be tough already, and then really going to be tough without your starting quarterback and running back in there if they are indeed not able to go. But yeah, okay. I think we've hit everything that we needed to talk about in this game. So let's go ahead and close this one out. Again, feels horrible that we lost. You know, let me know how you feel about it, though. I mean, and let me know how you feel about this stretch that we are about to go on. 49ers, Philly, 49ers, Dallas. Or is that the order, or did I get the order wrong? Let me go double check and look. 49ers, yeah, Dallas, 49ers, and then Philly. So the next 4 games are tough. There's 7 games left in the season. We need to win 3, at least 3 of them, to get into the playoffs. Out of the next 4, if you could win 2 of the next 4, I really love your chances to win just one more the rest of the way, with Titans, Steelers, and Cardinals being your last 3 opponents. And in fact, just with those opponents being the last 3 opponents, I feel really good about our chances of making the playoffs in general. But you can never guarantee a win, so you sure would like to pick up a couple of wins in the next 4 games before you get to the end of the season to really increase your chances. Right? So I want to know in the comments or message me. Let me know. Do you think we can win at least 2 games out of the next 4? Against 2 of them against the 49ers, 1 against Dallas, and 1 against Philly. Real tough games coming up. Let me know what you think. Can we get it done? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave the comments. Leave reviews if you're listening on a podcast. Hit the subscribe or follow button, whatever platform you listen on. Appreciate it. Really helps the show grow. And yeah, that's gonna be it. We'll be back here Thursday for the post game show on Thanksgiving. So, again, this one feels bad. Again, if you need something to feel good, I do that daily Fortnite podcast. That one is out every day. Maybe go play some video games and distract your mind from this loss until we get a chance to hopefully win the next one against 49ers. All right. Thanks again for listening to the Seattle Sports Show. Go Hawks.